guys good?
Yep.
Seems like you got a pretty deep defensive line.
Yeah, man, we got a chance, man. We got some depth. It's very competitive, and everybody's hungry to prove something. So,
Yeah, as a coach, I mean, you talk about having a chance. I guess just how quickly do you realize that, like, oh, hey, we do have a chance to do some damage this year?
sure, when you look at those guys, man, we got some depth. They look the right way. They have a positive attitude, and you can just see it. You know, when you rotate, you feel like you still, have guys out there who are not just running the defense, but can make a play.
How big is it? I mean, you get Elijah and Jordan here in the spring. They make a difference almost right away, but then still after spring to be able to bring in a Cam and a Corey that just add that much more to.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they're great kids. They're humble, they're coachable, and they're just eager to make the most of their opportunity. Again, Elijah and Jordan came in and asserted themselves as guys from day one, and they do it the right way. First ones to meetings, last guys off the field, asking questions, students of the game, and then to be able to get a Corey and Cam, them guys are helping us also. So, it's really been awesome to get that type of depth.
After last season, and you guys are kind of preparing to attack the transfer portal, how much were you kind of, I don't know if banging on the table is the right phrase, but like saying, hey, we need to add some depth here and some talent?
It was something where we felt like, we wanted to upgrade the talent in the room. We felt like we needed bigger bodies, and that's what we went out and did. We went out and executed, and really excited about that. And game day's almost there, man. So we're just enjoying going through the process and trying to create great habits.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of bigger bodies, Elijah Roberts being an end at his size, have you ever coached a defensive end that's as big as he is?
No.
And is it just that you kind of see his ability and you're like, we've got to put him out there because that's just a different look
so
too.
When we brought him in, we didn't know what we had. We knew he was a long, athletic guy. If you got long, athletic, and smart, work hard, you find a way to get him on the field. We didn't think he was an end initially, but when he got here, opportunity presented himself, and he took it and ran with it. So really, really excited about him. He's long, he's athletic, and he does things naturally out there. He uses his hands really well. His length really helps him in the run game. And, he's just been, a coach's dream, man.
One thing about him is that very, very talented, and then I know a couple coaches when he came here said, like, hey, he's going to come hungry. I know Scott Simons was saying the other day that he's probably cramped every day because he's working so hard.
Yeah.
What have you seen from just the hunger aspect of Elijah?
Just eager, man. Just like eager to learn as much as he can. And then when he's out there, he creates an energy for the rest of the group that makes us go. Like, that's kind of, you see that as a coach right away that, man, when he goes, everybody else goes. So that's been fun to watch.
I was watching the NFL Top 100s, videos, and they were talking about Nick Bosa, who's, Defensive Player of the Year. And they said the thing he does so well is he gets off so fast, but he's able then to go from speed to power real quick. Does Elijah have the capabilities and the length to go from speed to power?
He still has to do it in the game, and we see it in practice, but, man, he has some special traits. I can't wait to see him do it on game day.
Last year, I think Cox was going to be that guy setting the edge. He got injured early and didn't really play, right? Having that guy who can set the edge, how much does that change the defense?
It makes us better. Like traditionally when you're running 4 down front, your ends are going to be more productive than your interior guys. But to have a guy who can make a play, we had a bunch of injuries. We were really young last year. I think I started like 4 or 5 guys at end. But to have a guy that from day one kind of take the position and run with it, it's been fun. It's been fun to see.
And then kind of with that bandit position on the other side, what have you seen from Nelly kind of really embracing the different aspects of it and really getting after it and looking pretty good while it does it?
Yeah, it's been good. Nelly has worked really hard. He's a guy who has experience, made plays in games. Cam is working his butt off. Like, it's competition over there. It ain't, we're competing. So nobody has anything on lock. We're working. So, you look up, you got Turbo over there, you got Cam. So it's very competitive. So nobody should be comfortable until, game gets here.
With that position, when you're asking a guy to maybe drop back in coverage and certain things, how important is it to have a defensive lineman be okay with not just always going after the rusher or going after the passer?
Just understanding the whole concept, the whole team concept. It's not just about you. It's an overall big picture. You know, when you drop, you help the coverages. But if we're sacking the quarterback the way we want to, you know, you get on that head, say, "Oh, let them rush. So go from there."
You talk about big bodies. Jordan Miller seems like a big body. What are your hopes and ambitions for
Man, really, I mean, just that girth, to be able to anchor, play blocks, get off blocks, and make plays at the line of scrimmage. He's going to help our run defense. I don't think there's too many frames like that in our conference, and really excited to have him. Been a great addition to our team, and shoot, man, we're going to be able to play, you know, get big with people. That's the whole plan.
This might be a dumb question, but especially in the back end last year, tackling was kind of an issue for you guys on defense. Do you think Jordan Miller's size, that kind of girth we're talking about, that special size, that could kind of make less lanes interior?
Yeah, like the girth, having the girth in the middle, like I said, is going to help in the run game. It's going to make reduce and restrict gaps in the run game. So having big guys do things up front is going to help us. It's going to help everybody.
Yeah, like smaller running gaps with that size, basically.
Absolutely.
I know we talked a little bit in the spring about it, and it's gotten even deeper, but what that depth allows, whether it's the starters, whoever it is that's on the field, to really go 100%, knowing I don't have to do this for 60, 70 snaps. I've got guys behind me that will come in.
Yeah, I think it's helped with the competitiveness in the room. It's competition, and, you know, everybody wants to make the most of their reps, because if not, there's a guy that wants your reps. There's a guy, you're looking over your shoulder. So if you're playing at an elite level, you're not looking over your shoulder. You're actually trying to help the next guy be the best version of him. And that's when you create a culture where you can keep rolling them in and you can sustain it. You know?
From the rolling in perspective, again, maybe another dumb question, what is that like on game day when you say, like, I mean, how quickly is your mind racing? Like, okay, we need to get this guy in for that guy.
Yeah. So when big guys are huffing and puffing, get them out.
Yeah.
Because usually that's when they make mental mistakes, so that's when the lows happen. So if you can keep big guys fresh and they're hunting and they're playing fast, then, man, it looks crisp, it looks sharp, and, you know, we're the tip of the spear, so it starts up front. So if we keep those guys healthy and we keep them guys fresh and they're not worried about how many snaps they're going to be out the field, but more so making every snap count, then you got something.
Is that kind of, for a D-line coach, where it's like, hey, I got to keep that in the back of my mind always, like, I got this guy ready to go here, this guy ready to go here, and I'm trying to see adjustments?
Well, you know inside, you always want to roll big guys. You never want big guys out there huffing and puffing. That's when the injuries come, and like I said, those MAs. So, you know, in your mind, you have a number in your head of what you want to see those guys play, and you always want to be able to roll them. You know, ends go a little bit longer than D tackles, but, you know, you want to keep them fresh. You know, there's no need to have a guy huffing and puffing if the guy behind him is just as able to make plays.
Roberson seems like he's getting into that rotation pretty significantly now. Do you see him? Is he a three, or is he going to be able to float between the three and the nose?
Yeah, he's going to play both. The more you know, the more you can do. Certainly helps us. And, you know, we certainly are excited to get him here, man. He's long, he's athletic, and again, he's hungry, got a chip on his shoulder. So I definitely think he's helped our group in a big way, and I'm excited to see what he do this fall.
You were there at Oklahoma when he was there?
Yes.
How big is that to have that familiarity? Obviously, might do some different things, might word it some different ways, but that you know him and he knows you.
Yeah, just knowing his strengths and weaknesses and trying to put him in a position to showcase his strengths. That familiarity certainly helped with recruiting him again, and just relationships. It's about relationships, and I know him, he knows me, and shoot, man, that's special to be able to have a second opportunity to finish what we started.
You guys still have to go out and do it, right? The look from the part is one thing, but do you see a Power 5 defensive line with this group?
I see a group that's hungry. We haven't done anything yet, and I think I see a group that's excited to get to make the most of every opportunity. So when I look at my group, I'm like, you know, I know that I'm blessed to have this opportunity, and we're really eager to get out there and showcase what we can do.
This kind of goes off Joe talking about Jordan Miller on the inside. Whether it's pushing the line back, how just important is it for the line to maybe change the point of attack that the offense wants to do, kind of take away their first option, whether that's pushing it back, whether that's filling holes, but just what you guys and is this group really able to do that?
So like, you know, D lineman, you talk about sacks and TFLs, you want to be disruptive, but also as a D lineman, there's ways to affect the quarterback, making a move off his spot, you know, getting hands up in the passing lane, you know. There's more than one way to affect the quarterback. So all that matters when you're collapsing the pocket and when you have big guys that are getting double teams and bump combos, they're not moving, then that certainly helps your defense.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.